Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing a Dark Magician Girl deck profile. So I'm really excited to show you guys this deck because it is a super fun deck that plays all the Magician Girls in the main deck, which is super cool, and plays Dark Magician Girl, Dark Magician, the Dark Magician fusions. Like this deck is classic. It even plays Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon and Blackluster Soldier in the extra deck. So we're playing all the OG monsters except for like Buster Blader, which we have Dark Paladin in the extra deck as well, and we can summon it pretty easily, so it's kind of like we're playing Buster Blader as well. So we have some really interesting plays for this deck, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell next to become part of the notification squad, and let's get straight on into this one. So this deck, you're going to be playing 3 copies of Dark Magician Girl because she's the OG, the original, the best girl, Dark Magician Girl. Her effect is that she gains 300 attack for every Dark Magician and Dark Magician of Chaos in either player's graveyard. She's a really awesome card to be able to play as a 3 of, and she makes the deck kind of function in a way. And we have a win condition in the deck that you have to have her on the field in order to resolve. Then we play 3 copies of Apprentice Illusion Magician. You can discard a card from your hand to special summon her, and when she's special summoned, you get to add a Dark Magician from your deck to your hand, which is really cool to be able to add Dark Magician directly from your deck to your hand. And then she has the quick effect that if you control a Dark Spellcaster type monster, you can send her from your hand or your field to the grave to make it go up by 2,000 attack points during the damage calculation only, which is really good to be able to get your Dark Magician Girl to 4,000 or your Dark Magician up all the way to 4,500. And speaking of Dark Magician, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Dark Magician. Yes, it is Dark Magician Girls, but he works so well with Dark Magician Girl because they're, the teacher and the student. You kind of need to play 3 copies of him because the deck functions better with the Dark Magician engine playing in here with her. So it just works better that way. Then we play 1 copy of Kiwi Magician. Kiwi Magician is during either player's turn, you can discard her. And a Magician on Magician Girls, you control currently gain 300 attack and defense for each Magician Girl monster with a different name on the field or in the graveyards until the end phase of the turn. And when she's on the field, spellcaster type monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects, and your opponent cannot target them with card effects as well. Then we play 3 copies of Chocolate Magician Girl. Chocolate Magician Girl is the best normal summon in the deck besides Berry Magician Girl or Magician's Rod. But basically what this does is when you have her on the field, you can discard a spellcaster type monster to draw a card, and then once per turn, if this card is targeted for an attack, you can target a spellcaster type monster in your graveyard except another Chocolate Magician Girl and special summon it. Change the attack target to that, and the attacking monster loses half its attack. So your opponent's never really going to attack this unless they know that they can get rid of the monster. But if you have Dark Magician in the graveyard, you can just bring Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl back from the graveyard to just put on the field, and then that card becomes the attack target, and the monster that's attacking it has half the attack that it did. Then I play 1 copy of Apple Magician Girl. You really only need 1. I play 1 for the name, just so I can say I play all of them. And then this effect is once per turn, if this card's targeted for an attack, you can target 1. You can special summon a level 5 or lower spellcaster type monster from your hand, and then change the attack target to that monster, and if you do, the attacking monster's attack becomes half. And then if this card is destroyed battle or by card effect, you can target 3 of your Magician Girl monsters with different names in your graveyard and add them to your hand. So she replenishes your hand. She's good later in the game if you grind into the late game, which usually with Magician Girls, you're going to grind into the late game because you're not that worried about, ending the game really quickly. Which it can, but you're never going to really do that because this deck plays late into the game because you have to rely on your opponent attacking you or going at them with Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl. We play 1 copy of Lemon Magician Girl. Lemon Magician Girl is probably the worst of them all, but one of the best artworks. Once per turn, you can tribute a Magician Girl monster, except a copy of herself to add a spellcast type monster from your deck to your hand. And then once per turn, if this card is targeted for an attack target, you can special summon a Magician or spellcast type monster from your hand, but its effects, if any, are negated, and change the attack target to that monster. If you do, the attacking monster's attack becomes half. You see the trends going on here? All the level 4 and lower Magician Girls, if they're attacked, they lose, the attack target is changed to another monster, and then the monster that's attacking loses half their attack. And then we play 3 copies of Berry Magician Girl, which is kind of the searcher of the Magician Girls. When it's normal summon, you get to add a Magician Girl directly from your deck to your hand, and then once per turn, during either player's turn, when an opponent's monster activates its effect that targets this card, or targets this card with an attack, you can change the battle position of this card if you do special summon a Magician Girl monster from your deck, which is usually going to be Dark Magician Girl or Chocolate Magician Girl is the one I usually go for, just to be able to get their effects off a little bit easier. And for the last monster that we play, it's 3 copies of Magician's Rod. When this card is normal summoned, you can add a spell or trap directly from your deck to your hand that specifically lists Dark Magician on it, which is really, really good to be able to just add the additional Dark Magician spells or traps directly from your deck to your hand, which is stuff like your Magician's Circle and stuff like that, to be able to get them directly from your deck so you can start getting some more card advantage. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. It does seem like a high level monster count, but you can special summon them really easily. So first off, we're going to be playing 1 copy of Monster Reborn because you can bring back a lot of your monsters with this card, and it's really beneficial to surprise your opponent with summoning something like your Chocolate Magician Girl back from the graveyard if you get rid of it for some means. 1 copy of Dark Magic Inheritance. You can banish 2 spells from your grave to add a spell card from your deck to your hand that specifically lists either Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl in its card text, which can be really beneficial to add stuff like Bond between teacher and student directly from your hand. Or if you already have the Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl on the field, you can add Dark Burning Magic directly from your deck to your hand, so you can get that combo piece to just totally have a blowout on your opponent's side of the field. Dark Magic Attack to hit all the back row that you don't want to deal with. I play 2 copies of Dark Burning Magic because it's so easy to resolve in this deck. You're only ever going to really resolve 1, but I want to see it so frequently that I play it at 2. If you control a if you control 2 monsters on your side of the field that original names are Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl, you can destroy all cards your opponent controls. So you can really blow out your opponent's side of the field to just be able to OTK them really easily. This is the time when you activate this is when you don't go into late game. You just activate this and instantly win. And we kind of play 4 copies of it because I play 2 copies of Bond between teacher and student. If you control a Dark Magician monster, you can special, or if you control Dark Magician, you can special summon a Dark Magician Girl from your hand, deck, or grave. And if you do, you get to set a Dark Magic Attack or Dark Burning Magic, which is the only 2 that we play. We don't play Dark Burning Magic or Dark Magic Attack or Dark Burning Magic or Dark Magic Twin Burst. We don't play those. I'm not that worried about those because they're not quite as good. We play 2 copies of Aya Timaeus just so we can go into our fusion plays extremely easily. That's how we go into Dark Paladin, Dark Paladin, Dark Cavalry, Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight, Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, and there's one other one that we summon, Amulet Dragon. Amulet Dragon's the other one that we play. The extra deck's kind of, you don't really have to have all that much for this extra deck because you're mainly going to win out of the main deck. We play 3 copies of Dark Magic Circle. Dark Magical Circle is really easy to resolve and get a spell or trap that specifically lists Dark Magician or a Dark Magician to our hand, because a lot of the cards that we play revolve around Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl. Then I play 3 copies of Call by the Grave. Call by the Grave is really good because you just activate this when your opponent hand traps you and you just don't want to get hand trapped in this deck. So that's it for the spells. Let's get into the traps, because we do actually play a couple of traps in this deck with Dark Magic Navigation and Eternal Soul, which is going to be our 2 trap cards that we play. Eternal Soul is basically here to special summon back Dark Magician and add Dark Magic Attack from our deck to our hand. And Dark Magician, or Magician's Navigation, is you can special summon a Dark Magician from your hand, then you can special summon a level 7 or lower Dark Spellcast type monster, which is usually going to be Dark Magician Girl anyways, just a special summon her out on the field. And then you can banish this card from your graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, and then negate the effect of a face-up card on the field, which is really, really good. Negate the face-up spell or trap on the field. So if you're going to like Twin Twisters you to try and get rid of your Eternal Soul 2 of, you just activate this and negate the destruction, which is really, really cool, just by targeting the face-up card that's resolving on the field. You can also get rid of problematic cards that are like floodgates by turning them off for a turn and then OTKing your opponent and stuff like that, or banishing it from the graveyard to turn off stuff like Mystic Mine and then special summon what you need to OTK your opponent. It really takes them off guard when you activate this card and you just swarm the field and they're like, oh, Mystic Mine, oh, Magician's Navigation, negate Mystic Mine. What? So you have options there to be able to do. And you can also get rid of Mystic Mine with stuff like Dark Magical Circle, where you can just banish something every time you special summon a Dark Magician. So that's really another option. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get in the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're playing one of each of the fusions, which is Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. Basically, you summon all of these with Timaeus. So she's the one that I summon quite a lot. Dark Cavalry I summon later in the game because it gains attack. It gains 100 attack for each spell and trap card on the field and in the graveyards, which can be really, really big. This card can get humongous if you play against Sky Strikers. Like this card craps on Sky Strikers. Like it just totally destroys them. 1 copy of Amulet Dragon. This is another card that really hinders Sky Strikers. as well. You make it with Eye of Timaeus, and this card is special summon. You get to target any number of spell cards in the graveyards, minimum 1, and you banish them. And if you do, this card gains 100 attack for each of the banished cards. And if this card is destroyed, you can target a spellcaster monster in your grave and instantly special summon it back. I play Dark Paladin because it negates spells, and Dark Magician the Dragon Knight because it protects our face-up spells, and which is pretty good. And I really like that ability of protecting the face-up spells and traps. The only thing that you have to keep in mind is it counts as a dragon. And Amulet Dragon, Dark Magician, the Girl, the Dragon Knight, and this one count as dragons. So you can't use the Magician, the Apprentice Illusion Magician to boost them up. But you can boost up Dark Cavalry, which is one I use to OTK my opponent a lot. Boral Sword, because Boral Sword's easy to make in this deck and OTK your opponent. Blackluster Soldier, because it's Dark Magician, and then why not play Blackluster Soldier with it? And it's easy to link away with a... It's really easy to link away with a Dark Magician and make it, immune to stuff. Nightmare Unicorn to bounce stuff. Nightmare Phoenix to pop spells and traps. Cerberus to pop monsters. Crowley, the first Prophesier, because it lets us normal summon a level 5 or higher monster without tributing, which is pretty cool. That's a spellcaster. Linkribo, because we can summon it easy. Flare Metal, because Flare Metal is Joey's ace monster, and you can make it really easily in the deck as well. And it burns your opponent for 500, and I have a Ghost Rare, so why not? Big Eye, because you can take your opponent's monsters. And Noriato, the Moral Leader, because you can make it with 2 Dark Magician Girls, or a Apprentice Illusion Magician, a Dark Magician Girl, and then in the turn, and you can negate spells during the next turn by detaching material. And you can do it twice. I mean, you can detach a material once per turn during either player's turn, and just negate a spell or trap. So it's really good. So anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad. Definitely tell me what you think of this video down in the comments down below. It's a super, super fun deck. I really enjoy playing around with Dark Magician Girls because it's almost, don't let Dark Magician hear this, but it's almost a better version of Dark Magician because Dark Magician's extremely control-based and doesn't play a lot of monsters in the deck, which I don't really like in a deck. And Dark Magician Girl plays a lot of monsters in the deck, and you're going to see monsters that you can use for combo pieces. And I like it. I don't like it better than regular old Dark Magician for the artwork wise, but I love it because it does what Dark Magician does, but a little bit, in my opinion. And maybe I'm playing Dark Magician wrong, but better. But you guys should totally check out my Dark Magician deck profile as well. Tell me what you think of this comment. Tell me what you think of this deck profile down in the comments down below. Hit that bell and become part of the notification squad, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you around, guys.